Hello students, I am Raghavendra Kumar Singh, faculty of US Academy and Institute. Today we will discuss class 10th Social Science Civics chapter 2 Federalism. In the previous chapter we have discussed that the division of power among different level of government is one of the major form of power sharing in modern democracy. In this chapter, we will discuss the theory of practices of federalism in India. Within this chapter, we will know about the local government, a new and third tier of Indian federalism. And what about the federalism? What is federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. The federation has two levels of government. Both these levels of governments enjoy their power independent of the others. Number one is the government for the entire country that is usually responsible for a few subjects of common national interest. Second, the government at the level of provinces or states that look after much of the day-to-day administering of their states. Unitary method of federal system. There is only one level of government, or the subunits are or subordinates to the central government. The central governments can pass on orders to the provincial or local government. The central government is supreme, and the administrative division exercise only powers that the central government has delegated to them. Their powers may be broadened and narrowed by the central government. Now, the federal system, there are two or more levels of government, means three tiers of government. The central government cannot order the state government to do something. The state government has power to its own, for which it is not answerable to the central government. Now about the key features of the federalism. Some of the key features of federalism systems are: there are two or more levels of government. Different tiers of governments govern the same citizen, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in specific matter of legislation, taxation, and administration. The existence and authority of each tier of government is constitutionally guaranteed. The fundamental provisions of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. Such changes require the consent of both the levels of government. Courts have the powers to interpret the Constitution and the power of different levels of government. Source of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. The federal system has dual objectives: to safeguard and promote the unity of the country and accommodate regional diversities. Now, the different routes through which federation can be formed. Two aspects are crucial for the institution and practice of federalism: mutual trust between the government of different levels and agreement to live together. There are two kinds of routes through which federation have been formed. Number one, The first route involves independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. This kind of coming together federation is formed in the USA, Switzerland, and Australia. The second route is that a large country decided to divide its power between the constitutional states and the national government. This kind of holding together federation is followed in India, Spain, and Belgium country. Now, what makes India a federal country? All the features of the federal system apply to the provision of the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution is a threefold distribution of legislative powers between the union government and the state governments. The three lists are there. Number 1, Union list. It includes subjects of national importance such as the defense of the country, foreign affairs, banking, communication, and currency. The union government alone can make laws related to the subjects mentioned in this list. Now, second, the state list. It contains subjects of state and local importance such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigation. The state governments alone can make laws related to the subjects mentioned in this list. Now, the third, concurrent list. It includes subjects of common interest to both the union government as well as the state government. The list includes education, forest, trade unions, marriage, adoption, and succession. Both the union as well as the state government can make laws on the subject mentioned in this list. If their laws conflict with each other, the laws made by the union government will be considered. How is federalism practiced? The real success of federalism in India is attributed to its nature of democratic politics. Have a look at some of the major ways in which federalism is practiced in India. Linguistic states. The creation of linguistic states was the first and a major test for democratic politics in India. From 1947 to 2017, many old states have vanished and many new states have been created. Areas, boundaries, and names of the states have been changed. Some states has been formed of the peoples who spoke the same languages. These states are known as the linguistic states. Now, the language policy of the particular states. A second test for Indian Federation is the language policy. Hindi was identified as the official language. Besides Hindi, there are 21 other languages recognized as a scheduled language by the Constitution states too, which have their own official languages. Government work take place in the official language of the concerned states. Central state relationship. Restructuring the central and state relation is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. If no single party gets a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national party can alliance with many parties, including several regional parties, to form a government of the center. This led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of state government. Now, the decentralization in India. When power is taken away from central and state governments and given to the local governments, it is called decentralized. or decentralization. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. Local peoples can also directly participate in the decision making. The major steps towards decentralization was taken in 1992. The constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Here are the key features of third tier of democracy. It is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local government bodies. Seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of their institution for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and other backward caste. At least one third of all positions are reserved for women. State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. The state governments are required to share some powers and revenues with local government bodies. The nature of sharing varies from state to state. About the Panchayati Raj system. Local government is popularly known as Panchayati Raj system. Each village or a group of village in some states has a Gram Panchayat. This is a council constitution of several wards, member often called Panch, and a president or Sarpanch. They are directly elected by all the adult population living in a particular village or ward. Gram Panchayat is the decision making body for the entire village. The Panchayat works under the several overall supervision of the Gram Sabha. All the voters in the village are its members. It has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat and to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. When Gram Panchayat are grouped together, they form a Panchayat Samiti or block or Mandal Samiti. The member of Panchayat Samiti representatives are elected by all the Panchayat members in that area. All the Panchayat Samitis or Mandals in a district together constitute the Jila Parishad. Members of the Lok Sabha MLA of the district, some other officials of other districts level bodies are the member of Jila Parishad. Now the municipalities. As Gram Panchayat is for rural areas, similarly we have municipalities for urban areas. Big cities are constituted into municipal corporation. Both municipalities and municipal corporation are controlled by elected bodies consisting of people representative. The municipal chairperson is the political head of the municipality. In a municipal corporation, such an officer is called the mayor. This new system of local government is the largest experiment in democracy conducted anywhere in the world. Constitution's status for local government has helped to deepen democracy in our country. It has also increased women representation and voice in our democracy.